I wanted to show you how geography of Europe changes as a result of World War I. Before the war, you could see on this map here on the left, this is what Europe looked like. Years of nationalism and imperialism and power struggles and tensions in Europe had been building. And Germany, as you can see, is this darker green color. Austria-Hungary, that's an empire here. Serbia, down here, this light purple. Serbia was the home of the man who assassinated Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the throne of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So that's what got it all started. And then, because there were allies on each side, more and more countries just kept joining in. When Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, Russia said, hey, wait a second, they're our friends, we're going to help them out. So they joined on the Serbia's side. And then France said, well, we're going to jump in too, because Germany jumped in on the side of Austria-Hungary. So France says, well, we got to fight against that. And then Great Britain says, we got to fight against that too, so on and so forth. This is what Europe looks like before the war and during the war as it's going on. Now, the Treaty of Versailles is going to change this. Some of these empires will be broken up because they're trying to avoid this problem happening again in the future. So you could see, if you compare the two maps, there are some differences. For example, Austria-Hungary no longer exists. The Soviet Union is now a country. It used to be Russia. The Ottoman Empire does not exist anymore. It is now Turkey. So I made a list of new countries that were created by the Treaty of Versailles. Some of them just changed their names, like Russia became the Soviet Union, Ottoman Empire became Turkey, but some new nations were actually created. So here's the list. There are 10 of them, I think. I started in the north and I'm going to work my way down. If you look at this section here, it is really completely different from the same geographic section on this map over here pre-World War I. In 1917, there was a revolution in Russia. You learned about this. Russia was an empire. Tsar Nicholas II was the leader of that empire, and he was overthrown. The Bolsheviks took over. They are communists, and they're going to turn Russia into the Soviet Union. This is happening while World War I is going on. So Russia actually got out of World War I before everybody else did. They negotiated a treaty with the Central Powers to get out early, and they formed the Soviet Union. Now, as a result of that treaty and the Treaty of Versailles, you end up with the creation of all of these new countries here, starting with Finland at the top. You have Estonia here, you have Latvia here, Lithuania, East Prussia, Poland, Czechoslovakia. That was part of the former Austro-Hungarian Empire. You're going to break up the Austro-Hungarian Empire to create Austria and Hungary as separate countries. You're going to create Yugoslavia out of that empire, and Serbia and Montenegro. So you can see, like, some countries no longer exist. They've become other countries. So over here you see Montenegro, you see Serbia. They've obviously joined together with parts of what used to be Austria-Hungary and formed the nation of Yugoslavia. Some borders of Germany are going to change. Not a whole lot on the Western Front, but they've definitely lost some land over here where Poland has been created in East Prussia. So this is the change in geography after the Treaty of Versailles. Just so you know, it's going to change again. This is not what Europe looks like today. This area that caused World War I in the first place is going to erupt in nationalistic violence again in the early 1990s. If you don't know about that, you could look that up. NATO, which we are a part of, had a big role in settling those disputes, and actually, Yugoslavia was dissolved. They were broken up into the smaller countries again. Czechoslovakia was changed to the Czech Republic. So there are going to be more issues in this area, more violence, and terrible genocide and ethnic cleansing, similar to what we saw during World War II, actually. And that happened when I was in high school. I remember it very vividly. So it wasn't that long ago. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. If you look at a map of Europe today, it doesn't look the same. It has changed yet again. You are going to also watch a good video that summarizes World War I from beginning to end. I think it's a really great recap and review of this whole war.